Hi there, I'm Construction Gamer. In today's episode of the Mainline, we're going to be dealing with some traffic issues and talking a little bit about town growth and how we can stimulate town growth, because there are different ways in which you can make the towns, the growth factor of the towns, the percentage of the growth factor of the towns. Let's try and get my words out. We can increase that by doing a certain number of things, like we are doing with supplying the towns with products and things like that. But what that will do is that will increase traffic, because remember, we're playing in the year, well, we're in 2001 now, and the later you get onto through the years, the more likely people are going to want to drive, because obviously their private vehicles are faster. Does it actually show us how fast they are? No, it just shows us where they go. Details? No. But as you can imagine, as you go through the years, then traffic becomes more of an issue, and as the towns grow, then that becomes more of an issue still. Right, so we are, in the last episode, we put some food on, so we've got some grain coming from over here to this food processing plant, and then we're starting to ship some of that product to Knaresborough at the minute. So that's a good segue into talking about our first growth factor. So if you can see here, we have base population of the city, so we've got the amount of residents, basically the amount of shopping facilities and the amount of workplaces that this town or city currently offers, and we can increase that by doing a couple of things. We can increase that by improving the road connections. Seems a bit counterintuitive, improving access for people to drive to different towns, but you can see the number of places they can reach by car gives us a growth factor of 40. So say for example, if we built a direct road from Knaresborough to Bristol, that should increase that figure, and as such will increase that percentage figure. And in addition to that, what we can also do is we can supply products to the town like we are doing. So we're supplying 69% of the product they need, which gives us a growth figure of 70%. I think I might have said, did I say that in the last episode, that this is how much we're shipping? That's not correct. That's how much the growth factor is. And then we've got a thing here which is a negative. So we've got the basic emissions. Doesn't mean pollution, it means noise pollution. It doesn't mean vehicle pollution, it means noise pollution. So basically, as the vehicles get older, then they start to get noisier, basically, and we can actually demonstrate that if this works. So you can see here we've got this red area. There's quite a lot of noise pollution, obviously, because it's a busy main road, so this is where all the vehicles are coming in. Our trucks are coming in through here as well. This only affects residential areas, so if I bring up the residential area, I can never remember which one's which. So that's that destination. I want the layers one. Yeah, so you can see here the green ones are residential buildings. So if the roads going past or the railways going past residential areas are noisy, then we're going to get a negative score here, which obviously will affect our overall town growth. So we need to try and keep this as low as possible, and this one here as well. So our stations, so our bus stations, our train stations, our any station, airports, whatever, if they start to get crowded, if you start to see lots of people waiting for buses and things like that, this will have a negative score as well. At the minute it's very good because we haven't got anything going in, any passengers going in or out, but this will affect this score here, and this as well. If traffic starts to become congested, then again we'll get another negative score. So we need to strike a balance between, obviously we want people to use our public transport networks, and that means making sure our public transport networks are faster or more convenient than cars, but at the same time we can't hold up private vehicles, or we will start to get a negative congestion factor, and it will start to decrease this as well. So it's a little bit of a balance in that, making sure the roads are good enough for private vehicles, but making sure our roads are more attractive than those the private vehicle options, basically. So I hope that makes sense a little bit. So what that means in terms of what we're going to do today, obviously we're going to be hoping to increase the size of a couple of towns, and we're hoping to be making some money as well. So what I was going to do was put on a couple of bus routes first of all between Bristol and Cardiff. So we're going to go in with a bus stop. Just having a quick look. So what I tend to do for buses, the ones that make the most money are point-to-point buses from city to city. But what I tend to do is I'll have a bus stop on the exit and the entrance to the city or the town, and then I'll have one that's like really in the center, covers the most area. So something probably around there. I'll just have one because the bus will come. Actually, I think I'll have No, it doesn't really matter. And I think I might just shift this bus stop over to this road just here, because you can see it just covers a little bit more. You can see the white areas if you haven't played the game before. See, the white areas are the coverage of the bus station, so people might walk as far as this house here to the bus stop. Obviously, the shorter the walking distance, the better, because obviously walking distances eat into the overall journey time. And if people find it faster to drive from here to wherever they want to go, rather than walking all the way to the bus stop and then getting the bus, then obviously they'll do that instead. So I think I'm happy with that. And then we'll do the same sort of thing. So I'll have a bus on the entrance exit, and then we'll have a bus stop just here, which covers the most area. So this should make money. So we want one there, comes round in a loop, comes out of the city, comes into Cardiff, turns around, and then comes back again. Something a bit like that. And this is going to be called bus, and it is Bristol to Cardiff. No, we don't do we do two dashes, Cardiff, like so. And then what I'll do is I'll just get on some buses. I think I will use for now just a vanilla bus. I do have some modded buses, but to begin with, I just want to start using a few vanilla vehicles just to introduce some different things, different elements of the game before we start getting into mods. I don't know, is that a vanilla bus? Is it? I don't know. I think it might be. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I probably shouldn't have turned on mods. I know for sure the Maz 103 is a vanilla bus. So I'm going to put on a few of these. So I'm going to go 2 for now. Let's paint that in orange to match the route and then send them on their way. Let's speed up the game. I'm doing 2 at a time just because hopefully one will come down here, go left, and one will go right. And hopefully that'll give us a little bit of unbunching straight out of the box. Let's just keep an eye on these 2 road vehicles here. Make sure, because we just want to unbunch things. We want to try and make money as quickly as possible. The buses yes, he's gone the right way. The buses are reasonably good at unbunching themselves, but I just want to give them a little bit of a helping hand, because obviously if we have bunched vehicles to begin with and then it takes a few years to unbunch them, then it's going to take us longer to generate that profit. So we just want to make sure we give ourselves a little bit of a head start with that regard. So by another 2 orange, I'm going to wait for him, possibly pick up the first passengers and then send him on his way. Now that should give us a little bit of unbunching. I think I want to change this naming convention. I think anything with passengers. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is obviously cargo is cargo, and then packs is anything that's passengers. I think I will just change that to, and then basically a bus is anything that connects 2 towns, and then basically later on, I'm saying basically like a lot recently, aren't I? Let's try and calm the basically down. Right, so buses will be things that connect 2 towns, and then later on we will have shuttles running within towns that will connect our city centres and our residential areas to railway stations, and they will be shuttles. So buses are things between 2 towns, and shuttles will be anything within a town itself. Shuttles tend to make a little bit of a loss, but what I call them as a lost leader. But we'll talk more about that as we progress through the game. We're not anywhere near close enough to be getting trains on this yet, because trains are very expensive. Let's just take a look at how things are going. Can't imagine this route will be making money just yet. It will make a little bit of a loss. Again, like the trucks, they need to be carrying, I would say at the very minimum, 50%, but I would suggest 75% full of passengers to actually be a profit-making service. And that bus did actually have some passengers on, which is good, but I will just, we've already got a few here, 15 waiting to go to Bristol, I imagine. Oh, is Chester Road the other way? Possibly. Yeah, I don't want to put any more buses on. I'll just keep an eye on it for now. But what we're going to be doing as we are connecting these places together, you should see now this is our public transport. So this is buses, trains, planes, boats, public transport basically. And they can reach 290 destinations via bus, which connects those 2 towns. And then we've got the cars at 707. So we are increasing this target population growth factor. So this is now can have a population of 282, and this will start to increase hopefully. But what that will do is as the towns get bigger, obviously congestion will get worse. So what we're going to do, you can see already we've got quite a lot of vehicles coming into here. What we're going to do is we're going to fix this horrible looking bridge, which is really ugly. That's just something the game's done. And we're going to hopefully solve any future traffic issues. You can already see it's starting to become a little bit congested around here. So we do need to start thinking about fixing that. Right, so first of all, we need to pause the game. We're going to get rid of this. It's a shame that that's quite expensive, 100,000 to get rid of one house. Yeah, it's really a shame that I have to demolish the whole bridge if I want to put it in a better place. I think I will leave it for now. Let's see if it'll just let me build it. Let's build one of these. Nope, it's definitely that one. Let's build that out. Too much slope. Yeah, I can't do anything to fix that. I don't want to build a whole new bridge. Yes, we can. We can build that out a little bit more. Let's see. Let's maybe upgrade this as well. Too much slope. Okie dokie. Yeah, we've got 5 million in the bank. Let's build a new bridge. I know it's a little bit of an extravagance, but let's kind of do things right first time. So let's build a nice bridge. We do have some modded bridges, but let's for now just use the vanilla. Good. I think that should be passable. It's orange, but I still think it shouldn't matter too much. I can't see us using boats, but yeah, let's do that. Get rid of this road. And that's another thing. So basically, the way you can increase the connectivity between towns is obviously by building direct roads or by increasing the speeds. And these roads are 60 miles per hour, whereas this one currently has a top speed of 40. So that will further, if you increase the speed of the roads, it will further encourage people to drive. So it's just something you need to be aware of. I think I will put in a asymmetric road there. Do I need to flip that? Let's just get this connected up for now. And then I think what I'll put in is a 4-lane one of these with bus lanes. We'll put that in there. Like so. So yeah, that asymmetric junction is in the right place. That's good. And then I think what I want to do is turn this into a roundabout. So that way. Nope, that way. Yeah, I'm driving on the wrong side. That's fine. Let's just see what that's done to our bus. That's all fine. It will make our bus drive a little bit further, but hopefully this kind of roundabout slash gyratory will hopefully ease congestion, as will this asymmetric junction. So that's got a top speed. Didn't actually look. What are the top speeds of these MAS buses? They can do 60 miles per hour. So we've got a little bit of a conundrum here. If I upgrade this road to 60 miles an hour, obviously it will mean our buses can go a little bit faster, but it will also mean that the private vehicles can go faster. So that will encourage traffic. But yeah. And obviously our buses being faster does two things. So it does, first of all, it will increase the range of this number here. This destinations should hopefully increase, and it will mean our buses are more profitable because they're going faster, and obviously the faster you get your passengers to where they need to go, then the more money you're going to make off of that particular route. So I am going to upgrade this like so. I'm going to, I think I might do the same again. So we want a little bit of a asymmetric. So that one's right, that one needs to be flipped. Yeah, that's fine. The only slight issue with these asymmetric roads is it does that, which is a little bit annoying. It'd be nice if that transition was a little bit smoother, because vehicles slow right down. This is going to have to be improved as well, because we've got trucks coming down here. Oh no, I flipped that the wrong way. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, that's the one. Good. Yeah, they've already got traffic lights on. They have. So yeah, this is going to get more congested because we've upgraded this road, but hopefully we have eased some of those congestion problems. I think I might just want to, I think I'm going to take ownership of this. I said in the previous video, you want to own as few roads as possible, because obviously you have to pay for the maintenance of the roads. But if you have a road such as like a country road like this, then the games can sometimes downgrade it and start building along it. So if you don't want the game to downgrade your road, then you have to take ownership of it. There we go, that's better. Got those in the right direction. That's not an issue at the minute. But yeah, you can see here the game's already downgraded this road. Well, it's not such of a downgrade, but it's changed it to a standard street, an urban road rather than a country road, where I think we're going to have to own this bridge as well, are we? Just to stop the game from doing that. The closer you get to towns, the more likely you are going to want to take ownership of the road. But like I said, try and own as little of the road infrastructure as you possibly can. Seems to be all running nicely. Are these buses making any money? They're making a little bit of money, not loads, but enough to justify their existence. And if we click on the town, Bristol, yeah, our destinations reachable via public transport is now 354, which is a lot better, which again just gives us a boost to this figure. 355 is given a 30% uplift on the potential population of this town. Let's just see. I'm not leaving anybody behind, because if we start to leave people behind, then obviously that's going to impact on this congestion figure. So like I said in the previous episode, it's just creating that equilibrium. So we want to be making sure we're transporting all the passengers that are waiting, but we're not going, you know, our buses aren't going away with less than 50% people. That's got, I think we can introduce another truck on that route. Food to Knaresborough. Let's see. Yeah, so we're supplying 82 out of 102 food. Yeah, I think one more truck we might just get away with on that route. Just have to see. So let's just keep an eye on this junction here. This junction's a little bit congested, but it should be okay. Obviously, we don't want to hold up our food delivery trucks. Do I want to upgrade this? Probably not yet. Yeah, that's all working fine. I think what I'll do is, do I want to build a road between Bristol, you know, I don't know. Just thinking, do I want to build a road between Knaresborough and Bristol? Possibly might want to do. Yeah, I think I will. We've got plenty of money. We've got 6 million in the bank now. Let's perhaps slow the game down, actually. Let's build a new road to Knaresborough. Is it Knaresborough? No, it's Bristol. Building short sections as we go, just because we don't want to build... If you build too long a section, obviously, you'll have more earthworks. So let's get that connected up, and I own that road. Right, I don't want to own much of this road because it's going to cost us money, so I'm going to downgrade, well, not downgrade, I'm going to remove the ownership. So what I'm doing is I'm going to hold shift just so I've got a little segment, and then what I can do is I can just de-own that. So basically I own this little bit here. No, let's go back to the roads tab. So I own that little bit of road there, that little bit of road there, but I don't own the rest of this, so I won't be paying for the upkeep of that. So I think what I'll do is, like I did before, I will put a bus stop there, and then again I'll put a bus stop there, and then it shouldn't matter too much if we run 2 buses out of... Oh no, we haven't got any buses in Knaresborough. Ignore me. Right, so we'll have a bus stop about there. Right, so we've got this new line, so you're stopping there, there, and there in the town centre, obviously on the way out as well. So this is Pax bus to Knaresborough. Let's make that an Arriva blue, because we'll be using like Arriva buses and things like that later on. So I think we'll do the same again, sticking with the 1 depot for now. 2 buses. Not bothering with the maintenance of the buses just yet, because we will be replacing these with modded ones. So let's chuck those on. Oh yeah, no, I've forgotten about that as well. So basically our trucks, let's just take a look at that over, which is the overlay. Which one is it? That one. So yes, our trucks are going to be going past residential buildings. So what I'll do is, and this will should further improve the profitability of our trucks actually, is connect that up. Basically, it will speed our trucks up going to Knaresborough, dropping that food off. Might actually be able to get rid of a truck, you know, but also it means that our trucks won't be going past residential buildings and causing noise pollution. So yeah, you might want to think about putting in like bypasses like this especially for your trucks, because you don't want them to be going past residential buildings, because they really would start to cause noise pollution. And I haven't put on the second 2 buses because I got distracted. So they might be a little bit bunched up. We probably don't need 4 buses on that, to be honest, actually, because obviously the bus is probably going to take some of the passengers from this, but at the same time it'll feed in to other routes. So we will just keep a close eye on the bus routes for now. They probably, yeah, it's still making a profit, but obviously we just need to wait until these balance themselves out a little bit. How are we doing with regards to food? I think that you're a bus. You're a truck. I'm going to wait till he drops off his food. Are you a truck? Yeah, you are. So I'm going to sell you, because I don't think we need more on that route. 3 should be enough, especially with it going a less distance. So it's traveling a shorter distance, but the food's being delivered more quickly, so it should make more profit in theory. And obviously the shorter distance means less trucks as well, so that again means more profit in total. How are we getting on? Let's just come over here, see how things are doing. Yeah, we're shipping 100% of what you've got to sell. I could probably get away with selling another truck. Sell that should be fine. Do we want to upgrade this road? Yeah, there's another thing as well, because we've been upgrading roads, making the roads faster. We need less vehicles to do the same amount of work. Do we want to... Let's upgrade this little road. Maybe not all of it, maybe just that little bit there. So potentially we could possibly need even fewer trucks still, yeah, aim of the game, you want to be delivering the maximum number of cargo with a limited number of vehicles, because that just maximizes your overall profitability of the routes. I think that has improved, hasn't it? It's just finances. Yeah, that's improved markedly, and this should probably be the same as well. There was a little bit of a peak there, and then it's kind of dipped. So it should improve because we've made the road a little bit faster and we're working with less trucks. Yeah, I think we can probably get rid of another truck. You can just see there what a difference speed makes, the amount of vehicles, because we've already sold 2. So hopefully that should make more profit overall. So how are these buses getting on there? Yeah, they're still making a little bit of a profit. I don't mind buses only making, you know, £500,000. Would be nice if they made a little bit more, but what buses are, I guess the primary purpose is to get this figure up as high as we can. So you can see here now we've got 720 destinations reachable via our public transport services. That's given us a 40% uplift in our target population. We are starting to get a mediocre pollution score now, because obviously we're using diesel buses, but for now I think the destination upreach score is outweighing our pollution score basically. So all is good, and we're still making money on the buses. Oh yeah, you can see here the profit on this now has kind of gone way up. That's really good. We're not leaving any food behind. And what are we shipping to Knaresborough? We are shipping almost, I'd say 80%. That figure is definitely the uplift. It's not the amount we're shipping, is it? Is it? Growth, no, that's a growth factor, and that's the number, the amount we're shipping of the product that it wants. So there we are. We've done a few things in this episode. We've sorted out some traffic issues, and we've talked a little bit about growth factors. I hope I've made a little bit of sense on the growth factor score. It's not overly complicated. You do get the hang of it eventually, but yeah, all looking good. 500 destinations, and then I guess what we should do next is probably link Knaresborough with Cardiff via a bus, and I might just concentrate on this little triangular area until we're making loads of money. I think I want to have probably at least 100 million in the bank before I start thinking about railways, because trains are, in the year 2003 that we are now, really expensive. So we're going to be sticking with trucks for a little bit longer, just until we've got a nice amount of money in the bank, and then we can start thinking about putting trains on things. But I'm going to leave it there for today. So until next time, bye bye.